Hello everyone, I'm Steve from UCAN English Tutoring. In this video, I have requested one of my students known as Daanyal, who is a pharmacist. She appeared in her OET examination recently and she has secured more than 350 in all sections of the OET examination. She has secured 360 in listening and 360 in reading. She got 350 in writing and 370 in speaking subtests. She prepared only for about 2 to 3 weeks, and she was able to secure all these scores, and it was a first attempt as well. She did a wonderful job by working harder and understanding the strategies that I taught her. She was able to write down, I think, more than 10 letters and has undergone more than 10 role play conversations. Isn't it, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate you, Daniel. You have done a wonderful job, and I'm very happy that you have achieved your desired scores in one attempt itself.
Thank you so much, sir. But it was not possible without your help and support.
Yep.
So I
Mm.
should thank you first.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay,
Mm.
though my techniques are important for you, you have applied them, effectively, and within a short time frame, you were able to follow all the strategies, and you have asked me all the questions. I can still remember that you have been asking me several questions, and I've been trying to help you out on that. And I know that you are a working mother with the two kids, I believe, and yeah, it's really hard, isn't it, for the working professionals or for the housewives, to prepare for the OET examination. Am I right?
Yes, sir. It was very hard because I have three kids,
Mm,
and one is school going, and two girls are with me
mm,
all the time.
mm,
So it was a little bit hard, but I just followed your all techniques and put my all effort in the
mm,
test and just studied, and Alhamdulillah, I have passed the exam.
mm. Inshallah, inshallah. Okay, good, good. That's a very nice thing, to hear from her. So I just would like to ask my students to, ask you some questions, and then you can also share your exam preparation. How many tests did you take every day? I mean, for example, did you take like one reading test every day or two, or one listening test or two, and then how did you practice and things like that? Could you please share your preparation tips?
Yeah, sure, sir. I just booked my exam 1 month ago,
Mm,
before the test date,
mm,
and I just started doing practice. Initially, I was doing practice only by myself by taking tests online,
mm.
reading and listening.
Yep.
But I was suffering from speaking and writing because I didn't know anything about that.
Mm,
Then on YouTube, I found you, and
mm.
then contact you, and I think last 2.5 week,
Yep.
I think it was about 19
Yep.
days left for my test. Yes,
Yep.
and I think it was 17, 18 days left for my test, and then I started your tuition, and then I got your tips and start to follow your tips, and then gradually my score starts to increase,
Mm,
and I follow all your tips for the writing,
yep.
and it improved me a lot because initially I was only getting 280, 270
Yep.
in writing
Yep.
when I'm doing practice at my home, and when you first access me,
Mm,
then at my first assessment you gave me I think 270, and
yep.
then at the end letter, after following your techniques and the mistakes you take out
Mm,
in my test,
mm,
after following all those and bear in my mind all my mistakes,
yep.
I started to improve them,
Mm.
and alhamdulillah I scored 350 in my final test, the original
Wow.
test. And I remember that in my speaking there was two role plays, and one role play which I got in exam, it was the same role play which I practiced with you.
Oh,
So
sounds
it
good.
gave yeah, it was about the eye
Yep.
conjunctivitis,
Yep.
the role play which I then practiced with you. So
Yep.
the same role play come in the exam, and it gave me the very confidence because it was a first role play,
Mm,
and
good.
I become confident, and then I speak very well because I have
mm,
already practiced it. And
mm,
on
good.
second, I also done very well.
Mm,
That's why I had got 370, because initially when in my first assessment it was
mm,
not too much good. I think it
mm.
was 280 or
Yep,
290 which you gave me in my first
yep,
assessment. Yeah,
yep,
so it
yep.
improved a lot.
Mm,
And in reading, I follow all your tips which the tips you have told me,
mm,
and in listening also.
mm.
So I have done,
Yep.
after following all your tips, it improved. I just
Mm,
want to mention one thing,
yep.
that in home when I was practicing
Mm,
in listening part A, sorry, in reading part A, I was able to complete it in 20 minutes in home. But
mm,
in final test, I was
mm,
not able to do it in 20 minutes. In fact, I have to leave, I think, one or two questions,
mm,
because there was nothing in my mind to put in there,
mm,
because
mm,
these were the two blanks, and
mm,
I can't do like any option like A, B, C, D, or I
mm.
can't circle anything.
Yep.
So that's why I had to leave two questions.
Mm,
So I will say that if you want to do practice, if you are doing practice in home, you should able to do it in 18 minutes, so that
yep.
in final exam, you, if you are suffering and if you don't have time, running out of time, you can manage to do those questions.
Yep, yep. Actually, that's a good thing, to share with. And yeah, in spite of not answering two questions, you have got 360, which means you have
Yes,
got 31 correct answers out of 42. Amazing. That's a wonderful
yes,
achievement. That's really great. Okay.
yes, because I didn't attempt two questions.
But still, you have got 360 out of 500. Wow, that's amazing. I'm very happy
Yeah,
about your performance and your scores.
thank you.
And so, what was the reason you have appeared in the OET examination? Was it for the study or?
Yeah, it is for the study, because I have done D pharmacy from the Pakistan, and
Mm,
I'm in UK, and now I want to get myself registered here as a pharmacist,
good.
and for that purpose I need to do a 1 year OSPAP course, which
Okay.
is M
Yep.
and I have to do M and for which its requirement is
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
OET would be
Sounds good.
great
Okay. It sounds good.
in one
And-
setting in all
Yep.
of them.
Yep. And you said that initially you wanted to check with IELTS or any other examination, isn't it? Am I right?
Sorry.
Uh, did you try to appear in other exams such as IELTS in the beginning? Did you thought of appearing in IELTS?
Uh, yeah, 2 years ago,
Yep.
uh,
Okay.
I appeared in the IELTS, and I
Yep.
got 6.5 bands
Hmm.
in each of section, and altogether 6.5 it was.
Okay. Hmm.
So my score was 7 in
Hmm.
each band at one
Hmm.
sitting.
Hmm.
So that's then 2 year gap comes, and then now I started with the IELTS.
Hmm.
I started with the OET, and
OET.
Alhamdulillah I have passed in first
Hmm. Attempt
attempt.
itself. Good, good, good.
Yes.
Uh, well, actually, for all the healthcare professionals, it is highly recommended to go ahead with OET examination rather than IELTS, because in
Yes.
OET examination, all the text, all the audio files are going to be in association with the medical terminology, and as a result, you have got a great chance of passing the examination. Okay, so it's a very good recommendation for everyone who is planning to appear in English language test. All right. Okay. Let me ask
Yes.
your students to congratulate you, and then they're gonna ask you the questions. Let me start with the Bharati. Hello, Bharati. Would you like to congratulate her and ask your questions?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to know about that. How did you pass that reading part C? Do you have
Partly,
any idea?
actually, I just followed the sir's technique, the techniques which sir told me, and just after following those techniques, after every lesson, when I take lesson from sir, after taking
Okay.
that lesson, I started following those techniques. I don't do the whole paper at once. If
Mm,
I'm getting knowledge, if sir is telling me the techniques of the part C, then I will take 2 or 3 test papers of
Okay.
reading, and I will attempt only part C by following
Good,
those techniques. Oh, I will do
good one.
one paper only part C, then I will take second paper, or I will do only part C by following those techniques. If I'm getting any questions wrong, after following such techniques, I discuss those questions with sir then, and sir told me, and where I'm wrong, sir told me those techniques, revise those techniques again, and I got it. Guy,
Good,
yes,
good,
I
good,
do that.
good. So in the
Okay.
beginning, when you
Thank you.
practiced with the part C
Yes.
of the reading, how many questions were correct, Daniel, in the beginning?
In the beginning, I know that I was most suffering part was the part C for
Mm,
me, because
mm,
in the beginning I was not able to do so many questions. I know that there were, I think sometimes only one question, sometimes two questions, sometimes three, but the highest questions were the four questions which I got right
mm,
in the
mm,
beginning.
mm. For the new joinees, who were experiencing problems with the part C, Daniel has gone through the same phase as you are at the moment. Okay, but
Yes.
he was able to improve. Okay, so don't get demotivated. If you don't score even 4 or 5 correct answers, out of the 16 questions in part C, it takes some time, but you should be you should be able to work harder and harder, and you can slowly increase your score, okay, from one test to another. That's what Daniel.
Yes, I did, and I scored most of my marks in part A because I done a lot of practice in part A,
Good.
which is the most easiest part. We all know,
Mm,
and we can secure our more marks in part A. Then,
that's good.
after doing a lot of practice in parts B, we can secure more parts, and
Mm,
then we will need less marks in part C, which is the
mm,
most hard part. And
mm,
after doing practice, we can improve the scores in part C as well.
mm. That's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, Bharati, do you have any other questions?
Thank. Yeah, listening also, sir. It
Yes.
was
Okay.
part
Yeah.
C.
Yeah. So in part C, how did you work, Daniel?
Yeah, in part C also, sir, I follow all your techniques, and especially that technique which you told me, that cross out
Mm,
the things,
yeah.
and the one with left it will
Mm,
yes. So
mm,
that techniques helps me a lot.
okay. Good. So those elimination strategies. Okay. Good. Good.
Yes,
All right.
elimination strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you started part C of the listening in the beginning, how many answers were correct out of 12?
Uh, Out of 12, I think it was a 3 or
Mm,
4, the same score. Yes, but
mm,
after doing elimination techniques and the the other techniques which you told me,
mm.
so I improved a lot.
Okay. So in your practice tests, okay, before you appear in the exam, what was the highest score you achieved in listening?
In listening, I think it was like 31 or
Yeah.
32. It was the
Oh.
highest score, but in yeah, but you can with practicing you can increase your score, because I'm a housewife. Okay,
Mm,
I have 3 kids, I have a lot of responsibility of these kids,
mm,
so I was not able to do a lot of practice, like
mm,
the full test the all day. So
mm,
that's why I was just practicing after the kids was sleeping. And
mm.
I remember that I was getting up at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the midnight
Oh my God.
uh,
Mm,
to study, and
yeah, yeah.
I was studying two
Mm,
or 3 hours
mm,
in the midnight when
mm,
everyone was sleeping,
mm,
and then I was doing practice, because sometimes it becomes hard, but if you want to get anything, your I think it all depends upon your efforts, because your efforts can never be wasted.
wow, that's good. And finally, your hard work paid you off. I'm very happy about
Yes.
it, Daniel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are one of my favorite students, and you are one of the hardworking students as well, because amidst all these busy schedule, everyone knows, everyone is busy in their life.
Mm.
Some people are working professionals, but they have to study for the OET examination as well. And there are
Mm.
other people, who are studying something, okay, and then acting as an housewife, and then looking after the kids, cooking and everything. So it's a bit harder. And what do you think about the materials that I have provided to you? Were they are good quality in order to help you to pass your exam?
Yes, it of course they are good quality because one of the role play comes in the exam as well.
Mm,
So the speaking was good. Everything was good, which you sent me.
mm,
So
good.
I practiced it. Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay,
Yes,
so mini.
but one thing I also want to share,
Yeah.
that people who are suffering, that they can't manage, that they can't manage to give proper time to the listening, to sit on the computer and
Mm,
just start doing.
mm,
If you have phone with you, you can do it. Just hold one pencil and paper, and you, because sir, you send me the links on the YouTube as well
yeah.
for the
Yeah.
listening test.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I was not able to sit without my kids, I just
Mm,
put headphones in my ears and start doing listening from the YouTube as well, because there are
mm,
so many papers which you gave us
yeah.
the material there on the YouTube, and
Yeah.
we just start doing the listening from the YouTube as well.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So you have to just manage the things the way
Mm,
you can.
that's correct. Yes. Good. Minimal, would you like to ask any questions to Danyal?
Hello, Daniel. I'm just joined.
Okay, yeah.
What about you joined for course?
Yes.
Yes, I joined for the course. Yes.
She took coaching only for about 17 to 18 days, somewhere approximately, but yeah, she's
Yes.
able to pass. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yes, yes. But with her effort, she done it.
Mm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she has been working really harder, and yeah, I mean, um, she has been doing a fantastic job. She has been practicing a lot, and she was able to find out her mistakes. When she started writing down the letters, one by one, she was able to go back and then review her previous mistakes, because I have given her a list of mistakes that she has committed for the first letter. So she rectified them in her second letter. So I think in the end, before you appear in the exam, I think I gave you like 350 once or twice, isn't it, Tanya? For your letter, did I give you one once? Hello, Danya. I think you were muted. Sorry.
Hello, sorry, yeah, it
Yep.
got muted.
Yep.
Yes, in the last, yes, you gave me the 350,
Yep.
and I have done almost 11 letters with
Okay.
you.
Good. 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 Good.
One was assessment, and other 10, and then 11 role plays with you.
Okay. Sounds good. So was my score the same as that of your writing and speaking? Isn't it?
Yes, almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So many students have told me the same thing, that they have received exactly what score I have given them in their practice test. So if I give you 350 in your writing and speaking sections, you will definitely
Yeah.
score 350 in the original exam as well.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Anju, would you like to ask any questions, Anju? You can unmute
No, sir.
Anju and ask.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Nothing, sir. No
Oh,
questions.
okay. All right. Fiba, would you like to ask any questions?
Yes, yes, sir.
Please.
First of all, I would like to congratulate on your success. I'm so
So
inspired
much.
by your success story,
Thank you.
and I would really follow the steps that you have followed. And I wanted to ask you one question: that were you able to do all the 4 modules in a day? All the writing, listening, speaking, reading, all the four modules. Were you able to do?
No, because it's a 3 to 4 hours test. You can say that 1 hour for listening, reading, and then 30 to 40 minutes for writing, and then speaking. So I have never appeared and then practiced the 4 modules in the same day, because I have also mentioned that I'm a housewife with the 3 kids. So I was also doing, I was daily doing w- practice tests one by one. That in one day I was doing listening and writing, and in the other day I was doing reading and speaking. But yes, listening, I was not doing only one paper of listening. If I'm doing listening, it was like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, because I was not attempting the full listening test. I was attempting by part. Just if I take the lesson today, I take the lesson of part A of the listening, then I will take 4 test papers and of the listening, and I will attempt all the 4, only the part A for
Mhm.
all of the 4.
That's good.
If I'm getting the lecture for the part C, then I will attempt 4 or 5 papers for only the part C. I will
That's
attempt the
good.
part C of the, and then after getting all 3 parts, when I have taken all the lessons of all 3 parts, in the last 3 to 4 days I was doing the whole practice test.
Mm, sounds good. So
Yes.
yeah, for some of the students, who were panicked about the techniques, okay, see, we need to go through step by step, slowly yet steadily. But some students, asked me to, go through all 4 sections in one day. It's not needed. You need to strengthen one by one, step by step. Okay, don't jump in quickly and then you will, fall down. So it's not good. So do it slowly yet steadily. That's what Daniel has done, and she was able to improve her scores dramatically. So it is not necessary for
Yeah,
you to
sorry
practice
to
all
interrupt
four
in
sections. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt in between. The reason why I asked to do all the 4 modules, because right now I'm staying with my mother and I can find time. I can spend time for 4 modules. Will I be able to do?
Yes. If you have time, yes, you can do, because practice makes a man perfect. As much as you practice, you will get more
Even I have a
stronger.
kid. Even I have left my kid with my in-laws and with my husband. My child is 1 year old. He's just 1. So I just
Yes.
left him and I'm with my mother and I'm fully concentrating.
Generating.
Yeah.
Yes, so you should do the practice. Just take the lessons from sir, and the which lesson you are taking from the sir, you should apply those techniques and do as much as practice you can do. 4 5, you know 4 to 5,
Yeah.
yes, papers. And you can do like in the morning if you are doing reading, in the evening you can do
Mm-hmm.
writing, in the morning if you
Yeah.
do listening, in afternoon you can do speaking. Because if you stuck only with one thing, you get bored, and your
Yeah. Yeah.
brain, I think, that stops working like
That's
because
right.
it happens with me that if I just stuck with one thing, if I'm doing only reading, a point will come when I will get confused and I was not able to understand anything. So I have to just swap the things. Like if I'm
Mm,
doing reading for a long time in the morning, and then I will do speaking, because I will talk to someone else. Of course I will do speaking, then I will get my mind fresh, then I won't go to the reading, then I will do listening.
mm.
Just swapping the things, it will make easier for you, and they will make you fresh.
Good. That's a good
Okay.
thing. And then between
Mm.
these 2 sections, you can also have a cup of tea and then walk around, get some rest as well. That is also equally
As you
important.
mentioned in the
Yes.
class today that you to listen songs. So in between, I keep listening hill songs. It
Mm,
really freshens up and gives
mm.
me a good mood.
Sounds good. All right. Do you have any other questions, Fiba?
No, sir. No.
Otherwise, yeah, I would like
It's
to
fine.
request Pushkala to come up with her questions, and you can ask anything if you wish, Pushkala.
Hello, Daniel.
Yes, hi.
Hi, and congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
I have one question that I think you practiced earlier with first given material, right?
Yes.
So I think it's reading is I think the materials is very tough. So how do you feel that it's the same question or the same format you had in your exam, or it's just different?
Yes,
How did
this
you
was the same question in the same format, and you can also find some material on the OET website as well, and the material sir gave us. It is also good because I have also mentioned that in speaking I got the same role play which I practice with the sir. So it's it's
Mm.
so it's a good quality